Hello everyone, chem students, and this is Mr. Brown, and in this video my goal is to have you get a little bit more comfortable using Google Sheets for your lab data. It's the one app that we're going to use, one thing that I really like to use, and I'm still learning as well a lot of the features. It's pretty cool stuff. It can calculate for you, and you can make your graphs and your data look pretty. So we're just coming off of a lab in which we boil different amounts of water using either a hot plate, Bunsen burner, or both. And I believe from our lab we had 10, 50, and 100 milliliters. And we recorded the time it took to boil those different volumes of water. So what I did here was I made up a fake lab data sheet. And I just want to show you some of the things that I did. So I personally like to highlight from A to B. I can basically highlight from A2, which is water volume, right? That's the A2 cell. And I can highlight everything on my sheet that I want. And I changed it to boldface. I changed my font to 18. I'm going to bold that again. I took my my border lines and I made them dark, like such. And I also spaced everything in the center. Okay. To get some of these color schemes here, the way I got different colors and different font colors is I simply highlighted the column B in this case, and I went to this icon right here, fill color, and I'm given a selection of different colors to choose from. So that's what I did here. In this case, I did sort of like a reverse. I did a lighter font and a darker background. And the way I did that was I highlighted column H. I went to fill color. I picked black, as you can see. And then here for my text color, I basically chose white. So it's a white text color on a black background, which I thought is pretty cool looking. All right. So let's say we have lab, okay, and we've got Joanne, Susie, Zach, Spencer, and Mike. So they've given our data table here their times. So this first row in row 3, Joanne, it took her 1:42 to boil 10 mils of water, and it took Susie 1:30, and so on. So let's say I want to get the total time here. Right? I could on my calculator add these up and divide by 5, but Google Sheets does something really nice. It calculates that for you. So what I'm going to do is to find the total time for that row, I'm going to type in equals. And what that's going to do is that is going to make this a function. It's going to add a math formula. And I'm going to type in, let's say, sum. And I'm going to drag which values I want to add together. So that's from B3, right there, all the way to F3. And what I'm going to do is I have to close that function. I can't just hit enter. I'm going to basically add an ending parenthesis. And I'm going to hit enter. And there's my total time as a class. Okay. Now I can do that again. I could do equals, and I could do sum, and I could click and drag this again. But there's even a nicer feature for this. What I can do is I can click on this where they've taken my sum, and there's a little blue square there. And if I click and drag that down the total time column, it's going to apply that same function to all of these pink cells. So for example, if I click on this, that little kind of cross comes up, and I click down on that. Look at that. I don't think I did that correctly. Give me one sec, because that doesn't make sense. My data did we do sum? I don't know what's happening there. That's not right. That usually, well, anyway, maybe I'll do it the old-fashioned way. If I do equals and I do sum, and there's definitely more than 507 there. Let's see. I'm going to click these values again. I don't know why I'm getting 507. Because obviously these are more. Let's try this. Equals. We want to do sum. Well, guys, even your chem teacher makes mistakes. Look at that, right? Let's see if we can insert a function, see if this works. Just another way to do it. We want to get the sum, and I want to do the values from B4, and I want to drag that all the way to F4, and it gives me 507. All right, I don't know what's going on there. Let's see if we can get the average. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but let's say we want to get the average here of the 10 milliliters. So I'm going to do equals. I'm going to type in average. I'm going to click on average right there, and I'm going to click on Joanne, Susie, Zach, Spencer, Mike. I'm going to close my parentheses and hit return, and that's the average. Okay. That one worked for us. I'm not quite sure why this fourth and fifth row are not working, but and we can also do the range, right? We can look at the largest value, which I believe is Zach, and we can look at Spencer, who only took 57 seconds to boil that. So let's see. It's been a while since I've done range, but let's see if this works. We've got the range here. And I'm going to highlight, once again, all my students in that third row. Hit return, and it says non-applicable. Okay. Let's see. Insert function. Let's see if they have range. See all these, you can see this is just crazy how much stuff they have. These are all functions. Let's see if they have range here. Man, they have like everything under the sun. Google Sheets is really, I mean, you could, oops. Let's do function. And I'm looking for range. Let's see. I don't see a range. All right, let's try this. We're going to see if we can get around this. So if I look at the range, I'm going to look at my largest value, which I believe it took Zach the longest. So let's try this. I'm going to click on this cell and do equals. And I'm going to click on Zach. So he is cell D3. And I'm going to subtract the smallest value, which here is Spencer. And let's hit return. There we go. That's a way we can get around this. So the difference from the greatest boil time to the lowest is 1:13. Okay. I still don't know why this isn't quite working for me. the total time. That's not, well, I guess there's an old school way to do this too. Let's see, I'm going to highlight these guys. I'm going to delete those. And I mean, I'd hate to do this, but I think one way we can get the sum is if we do equals. Click on, now we want to know what's the total here. So I'm going to click on that. Plus Susie plus Zach plus, you kind of get the idea, Spencer plus Mike. Okay, that's all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, that's all 5 values. If I hit return, 507. It might have something to do with the colon. I don't know. Let's see if this will give us the average again. Equals average. $549. See, that works. And if I do average again, actually, you know what? Let's see if this works. If I click this down, see if this brings the average function down to this last one. Yeah, look at that. See? And also for the time range, I can do this again. I can look at my greatest value for 50 milliliters. Who took the longest here? This was Zach. So I can do equals, take Zach and subtract who took the shortest amount of time, which was, I think it was Mike, right? Equals, and the difference was a minute from the greatest to the shortest time. And we can do the same here too. We can do equals. It took Mike the most, 1327, minus the lowest was 945. Spencer, and hit equals. Okay. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I'm just curious. Let's see if I can do the sum in another box. I'm going to try this one last time. I don't know why this isn't working, unless my formula was somehow wrong. Let's try this. Let's try this. So I'm going to do equals. I'm going to try to get this to work for us. I'm going to go to insert. Whoops. Insert. Function. I want the sum. And I want the sum from Joanne all the way to Mike. 814. And I'm going to go here. And let's try it this way. I'm going to insert a function sum. And I want to go from Joanne again all the way across the row to Mike. Fingers crossed. And it's still not working. Huh. Well, hopefully you get the idea here. I don't know what's going on with this. Equals. Why is this a question mark? Let's try this again. What if I do Joanne plus Susie plus Zach plus Spencer plus Mikey, and let's see if this. Oh, all right. I'm not going to try that anymore. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, so that's kind of another introduction to Google Sheets, and what I'd like us to start doing is compiling data. All right. I'll see you in class, guys.